Okay, we are talking about clocks. Very nice. We are telling time to the nearest minute. I love this exact topic. Every single year that I do a high school class, that I teach a high school class, I always assign this very topic because it is a very humbling experience for a lot of students. And not in a way to make fun of them, because I have a hard time with analog clocks as well, and I grew up with them. But it is important to train these things, because if you don't use them, you forget them. So look at the time on the following clock. Now, is telling time on an analog clock really an important thing to learn? That's arguable. I mean, there are still analog clocks out there. You are going to have to look at them sometimes, maybe, I don't know. But again, as a mathematical exercise, it is worthwhile because it begins to give you a very, very tiny sort of toe in the water of some pretty advanced mathematical concepts like modular arithmetic, which you'll not even talk about until college if you decide to go that far. So anyway, look at the time. What do we got? We're almost at 12, so it's 11, 30, 35, 40, 45, 46. Just like on the number line, I'm doing the same thing. All the clock is a number line that's bent in a circle. Yeah? That's 40, 41, 42. I also could have noted that this 9 here is 45 and said 44, 43, 42. Either way, the time is 11:42. I only know that it's AM because the problem tells me. Schools often have clocks that actually have an analog, and in fact, in my closet right now, and I'll bring it out for next stream, have a clock that looks like this but runs backwards. It runs counterclockwise. It goes 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3. Like it goes backwards, which just frustrates the hell out of some students. But of course, most students have cell phones these days, so it's only a joke. All right, so what do we got? 30, 35, 40. That looks like 140 to me. That's 135. That's 140. Hey, another way you could do this is 8 times 5. Remember that if the long hand is pointing directly, if the minute hand is pointing directly at a number, you can take that number, multiply it by 5, and you get the minute hand's value. Once again, it's just addition and multiplication from beginning to end. Which clock shows 4:55? Well, that's the one that is just before 5 o'clock. You can see that the hour hand is almost, but not quite, pointing to 5. And that's the way it's going to work, right? It's going to get up to, the minute hand's going to get up to the 12 just as the hour hand gets to the 5. Look at the time on the following clock. Look at it. I see 8. Remember, it stays 8 until the hour hand gets all the way to the 9. And then 5, 10, 15. I see 8:15. And again, I only know it's PM because that's what the problem says. Let's see, what are we looking at? 4, 05, 06, 07, 08. This looks like 4:08. And again, just bear in mind that this here is just like a part of the clock that has been pulled off and straightened out. That's all it is. It's some portion of the circumference of that clock that was pulled off and laid out in a line. That's all it is. So let's see. That's 4:08. That's 3:08. This one right here. Remember, it stays 4 o'clock until the hour hand gets all the way to the 5. We're looking for 3:04. That one looks right to me, but I'm going to double check the others. I could see where that one would come from, though. You see how the minute hand is pointing to 4? I could see how someone would make that mistake, and as an educator, it's very important to be able to know what common mistakes students might make so that when you get an exam that says 3:04 and points at that one, you know why, and you can begin to address the issue instead of just marking them down and, letting that be that. This looks like 4:15 to me, so we're looking at A. Just saying. Stop punishing students for not understanding. Look at time on the following clock. This looks like it is a 7. I know that this is 40, 45, 46. This looks like 7:46 to me. Fun fact, and again, not making fun, just noting that this is the way some students work. When I first gave this out, I think it was 3 or 4 years ago, one student, when it said, "What time is it?" they actually checked the time on the computer and put the time that it is now in there. And of course got it wrong because it did not coincidentally happen to be the same time that was on the problem. And they were legitimately confused as to why that didn't work. And these were probably students, and if I recall properly, they were, where English was their second language. When the problem says, "What time is it?" they think, what time is it? So these are, again, very important things for teachers to keep in mind, especially if you, like me, oftentimes have students who have English as their second language, or third language in some cases. It's very important. It's called differentiation, and it is one of the most important bits of teaching that every teacher needs to do. Do I need to take this quiz? I don't, but I will anyway. We want 731. That's the one right after 730. That's C. We're going to blitz through this. 27 minutes starting at 8:15, 10, 20, 25, 27. That's A. 6:29 is the one right before 6:30. That's 5:29. 9:25 is B. And let's see. 11:34. Oh, she finishes at 11:34. Got it. So that's this one. And it was 40 minutes. So 10, 20, 30, 40. It's going to be right here. C. Okay, quiz 1 in the bag. Let's move on.